You are playing the Stanley Parable Ultimate Deluxe. Oh my gosh, look at this. Oh my goodness. Hello everybody! Yeah, welcome to the Stanley Parable. I have never played the first one. So this is like my first ever experience Stanley game. So let's get into it. The end is never, the end is never, the end is never, the end is never.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Hey Stanley.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
Okay.
Employee number 427's job was simple.
What's
He
that?
sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard.
Oh.
Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order.
Wait, what?
This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Can I have that job? That's probably so easy to do.
And then one day,
Get
something
paid for
very
it.
peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong.
Well, yeah.
Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay. But man, imagine having that job. Just sitting there pressing buttons and getting paid. Dude, that's like nothing. But it will get boring after a very, very long time.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Oh.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah, maybe. They might be at the meeting. This way? Meeting.
When Stanley came
Oh,
to a
God.
set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Why not we go right?
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yeah, I just want to see.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring.
Yes,
It had really
yes.
been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Yes. Can I have a drink? No. Okay. Alright, see ya.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Alright. Do not jump from the cargo lift while it's in motion, won't cause death. Okay.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
Oh.
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please.
What?
Stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Her?
This is it, Stanley.
Have a
Your
wife?
chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Who? Blackness? Oh god.
That's her, Stanley.
Oh no.
You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone
Okay. Hello? It's a Stanley.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go.
I can't move.
All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on.
Very
Did
funny.
you actually think you had a loving wife?
Yeah.
They want to commit their life to you. I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
No, we don't.
Sorry, but you're in my story now.
God damn it.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Uh-oh. Good morning, employee. 47, press P on your keyboard.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
A Dominican. So
But in
I
his
have to
mind,
press G.
In his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Right.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Oh, you hear it? Every time I click, you can hear me typing.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Okay.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer.
Oh, God.
How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
Please go to sleep.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Okay. Not pressing it. Not happening. Fine.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Mirror.
I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again.
Please
and
die.
Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Oh. I guess, was that an ending? Did I get an ending? I did.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, I'm gonna go right again.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting
Yes, I
room.
know, I know,
and
I know.
Stanley knew it perfectly well.
But this
Perhaps he
time,
wanted
I'm
to
gonna go
stop
in the
by
door that's
employee
open.
lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes.
Yes, this room. All right, I'm gonna go through this door this time.
Business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Yep, that's what I'm doing.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Nope. All right, now what? Oh God.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left. Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake.
Don't you dare.
No,
God damn it.
No, not the right.
This one.
Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking?
I don't know.
It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down, right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay,
Oh,
yes.
oh, yep.
I've got it
Nice,
now.
nice.
This
What?
story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Oh, okay. Oh God. Where are we going? Oh my goodness.
No.
Fired.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to...
This is spoiler? No.
Who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, okay, from the top.
All right, that was another ending.
All of his co-workers
All right, now this time we'll go to the left.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Ah.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be...
Nope.
Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors?
No.
Did you move the story somewhere or...
No.
Hold on. Why am I asking you?
Yeah,
I'm the
why are
one
you
who wrote
asking
the
me?
Story It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley.
Oh,
Let's
God.
find the story.
All right, we'll go this way. I don't know where to go. Oh. Okay, we're back here.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again?
No.
I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Bruh!
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps
Yes,
he had
that's
simply missed
where
a
I'm gonna
memo.
go now. Oh gosh, what now?
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this
Oh,
wrong.
God.
It's possible the
Stuck.
story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
No.
Aha! I
Oh,
knew we'd
yep.
missed something. The story. Here it comes.
Oh gosh.
No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and
Got it,
retrace
got it,
our
got it.
steps.
Oh man. Oh my gosh, what is this?
Now this, well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all.
Yeah, where
Is this
are
the
we?
story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took
Oh,
place
no.
in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since
What?
I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this?
What?
You win! Congratulations!
Yeah!
I know
Awesome.
you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off. So,
It did.
Good job.
Thank you.
Oh, no.
What?
No, I don't feel right about this at all.
What do you mean?
We
I
both
won.
know you didn't put in any actual work for that win.
What?
Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay? I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart. All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line.
Okay.
Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Yes. Oh.
No, I'm down. We're leaving it up to the line from now on.
Oh man. Okay. Now where are we?
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought.
What?
Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another
True.
way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably
Darn.
conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both
Alright,
agree
put it on the
that
wall.
the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence
this line?
rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa,
What
whoa, whoa,
the-
whoa, whoa.
oh my god,
Hang on.
what the hell is
Got
this?
a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to
You
apologize.
zigzagging now.
Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Yeah. Up. Go.
Wait, cut the music.
Why?
Go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story.
Okay.
Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Green. Green. It's green. Got it. Oh god.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Oh, that's where we started. This way. Yeah, surely. Oh god, we're back here again.
No, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
You guys see that? There's like a glitch one in the back.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're
Yeah.
intelligent people, right?
Yeah,
Why
we
can't
are.
we make up our own story?
True.
Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh,
Okay, okay.
this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't
What?
we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Oh, okay, okay, okay. That's pretty good direction.
Yes, this is exciting.
It sure
Just
is.
Me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story.
God.
Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
Anything.
Oh, no, not you
Oh,
again.
God, the
Stanley,
line.
I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Skinart, Skinart. Aha, it went away. It worked.
Ah, a choice.
Oh,
We
God.
get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact,
Okay.
I believe I need a minute to think here.
Okay.
Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So
Okay,
starting
okay.
from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Okay, oh, God. The confusing ending.
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is?
First,
It's all
second,
one
third,
giant
fourth,
ending?
fifth, sixth.
And we're supposed to restart the game what, eight
Dang.
times?
Look,
That's
I
really
got
how
all the
this
resets.
goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing. Wall.
Whoa.
Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't
Oh, we
I
got the
get a say in all
consulting
of this?
ending.
Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't
Why?
want to forget what's going on.
Oh.
I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it.
Do it.
And the timer stopped? Does that mean,
Uh-oh.
did we do it? Did we break the cycle?
We might have.
The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something
not.
happen?
Probably not.
So, okay. I guess now we just wait.
Yep,
You know,
yep.
I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree?
Kinda,
I'm not
yeah.
quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually.
will.
Well, in the meantime, if you...
Shit. Scared me. I was not expecting that at all.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Okay, are we back to normal?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
It is back to normal.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
So the right one, we did all of it, right? I think. So we're good on the right now.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Tips for not
Feeling
getting
a wave of
fired.
disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Heck was that? Oh. How to solve a disputable with the crow worker or let it ball up inside you. Okay. Using slides to view employees that everyone is okay. Make sure your slide has a sick clue graphic in the header. God dang it. Everyone is unique. You most of all. You most of all. Number of slides on this slide. Charts, charts, and slides, and slides. A lot of charts. Rate at which charts on the same slide depend the same information. Rate of increase in graphs per slide. Please, no more charts. The boss, opinion time on your boss, time, worksheet, circle is top 20 things you most love about your boss. Fill out the percentage and return it to your boss. You'll find yourself in another something employee, like yourself, but more include toward unless you're kind of the person who intends. God dang it. What is your dreams for the future? Success, nature, lunch, travel, less air, hope, clear skin, spring break, a boat. Tips for not getting fired. Talk less, do unbelievable, amazing work all the time, every day, no expansion of promotion or organization, don't get fired. Okay. What to do? People want things, blank money, more money, things, but with money to buy more things. Graphs about things plus money. We have our own new product. The stock market is somewhere here. Colored in cement. Stripes requires more scalability research. What is hot? Profits. We need blank reviews. 4L2 plus 4L5. What to get rid of the death sport potion in the primary review schedule, but I think that's a stupid idea. More watercolors, more watercolor heaters. Charts need to be more. Yep. What says to appear to the teenager demographic. Find teenagers to put in teenager demographic. Need some sort of child trap. So something the idea's been. Okay. Targets push for RD of new coffee machine. Not cost efficient. Get Curtis out of the robe closet. Hire someone. Oh god. Okay. I'll go now.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Okay.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs
Downstairs.
to his boss's office.
Oh god. Oh god. Oh,
But
car
Stanley
park.
just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss.
Never mind.
Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley.
What?
Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
Nah, you're
All
not
of
crazy.
my co-workers blinking
Coffee
mysteriously
nut.
out of existence in a single
Exit.
moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense.
Gosh dang it.
And as Stanley pondered
1,
this,
2,
he began to
B4.
make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went?
True.
And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real.
Yes.
And at last,
Can't be real.
he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue.
What?
He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what
Definitely.
a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, He imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a
What the-
magical star.
I actually was.
And it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid?
I don't
And
know.
then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head.
What?
One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner.
What is
Why
that?
is there a voice in my head
True.
dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How
True.
else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of the world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment.
You do.
And my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
You're not okay. Oh God, we haven't left.
Stanley began screaming.
Ah!
Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am
Turning
real.
red.
I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Oh.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Oh. Okay. All right, try again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
What could it
Stanley
mean?
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Now.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors,
Left.
he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Whoa. Money in the morning, money in the evening, money for breakfast, oh, money. Okay. Boss.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Okay. What has the boss been keeping from us? What was he doing?
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Oh, can't go that way anymore.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Screw that.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Uh-oh.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
No.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
God. Woo! Ow.
As the machine whirred into motion, Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise. He reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Uh-oh.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Oh. Stanley
And yet
Parable.
it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Nothing there. Shoot. Well, try the other one then. Stanley stood on the roof.
Hmm.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Did that.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Oh no, we'll find out.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. for he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Idle. On.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After
Maybe.
they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock, why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you, running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones, or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke.
Everything's blowing up.
I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Well, that happened.
All of his co-workers were
All right, now
gone.
this time we'll turn
What
off
could
the
it be?
machine and see what
Stanley
happens.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I probably did.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his... Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Dang, what was the keypad
The
again?
moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere. Could he really be all alone? This was too much for Stanley to take. Too much for... Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music. Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Going down. Downtown, baby.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read
Yep, doing it.
Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
We do.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe
All right,
it.
let's turn
He
off the
couldn't
machine.
accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible?
Impossible.
Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power.
Oh.
Blackness.
Yep.
And a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
Probably not.
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine.
What is
Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp?
Wow.
What other mysteries did
We
this
actually-
strange building hold? But as
Actually
sunlight
did,
streamed into the
are
chamber,
leaving.
he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what
Dang.
to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing.
What?
Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Cool. Happy Stanley. Okay. Need to figure out. Oh.
Hello. This is a recorded message scheduled either by you or a person in your place of work.
Okay.
The purpose of this message is to warn you about the dangers of recorded messages.
Oh.
If at any time you believe you are listening to a recorded message, please terminate it immediately and cease all flow of information from the recorded message into your perceptual sphere. Thank you, and have a pleasant day.
Okay. So don't listen to the calls. Pretty much what it's saying, right? I should try every door. New content. You like new content? Because I already went right. And I already went through all that.
Oh,
So,
new content? What does that mean, new content?
we're about to find out. Oh man, where are we going now, boys? What the?
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Welcome.
As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers.
Yeah, I remember when it came out.
After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
Oh, okay.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley
More.
Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
Dude, I like this. This is cool so far.
Please step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new
Damn, I
Ultra
like that. That
Deluxe
was cool.
content. Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Oh, surely. Oh, great.
Is it
Broken.
broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or oh, there we go.
Oh.
All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready.
New
Let's do it.
content. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? I can't wait. What?
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if, oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Give me the content. New content.
All
The
right.
jump circle.
All right,
Oh
let's
my
see
god.
it. The jump circle?
Yeah, we can jump now. Only in the circle. Come on. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 2, 1. Oh! No. Oh man, new content's already over.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There
No
has to
way.
be something else, right? Good.
Surely.
Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content?
Right.
If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more.
Oh.
Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Thank you for enjoying the new content.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see,
No
Stanley?
way.
This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." Quality assurance department signed off on this. I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold
True.
them personally accountable.
Yes.
It's my fault, Stanley.
It's
I
not.
built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations.
Yeah.
If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always.
Yes.
What do you say, friend?
Oh, okay. Well. Restarting her again. Oh, this is different. They put a painting. Kind of funny.
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
No.
Oh, you don't want to see the cool surprise I made for you? Well, fine. You're a dork anyway, so who cares?
Hey. Darn.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Darn, I should have went to the
Perhaps
vent
he
then.
wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime.
Yeah,
a
I
work of
should have
art.
went to the
But
vent.
eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance
So don't go
section,
that way, we'll go
walked
straight.
ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Can I go back again? No.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
No. I already done all that. Or anything I can put me in? Maybe this way. Oh my gosh! Dude, his boss is ruthless. Okay, let's go down. Actually, let's go up. Don't be copyrighted, please. Don't be copyrighted, yeah. Boom, 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 ba ba da ba 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 ba. It better not be. You hear me? You better not be. That's some glowing paper. Especially that one. Ah! Wait, what? Alright, well, try again. Are we actually not moving? I don't think we're moving. So let's try down now. Oh well. Oh, I've been everything in here.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Quelle surprise.
This. Nothing? No. Man. Secret back there. Bummer, we have to go down. Try to go up, but didn't let me.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word
I wanna
escape
see.
written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Yeah, but if I go back.
But of course, Stanley thought better of it and realized he simply had too much to live for.
Nope, going back.
Nope, still on board with death?
Oh, going back. Okay, he didn't say nothing for that one.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
I guess that thing.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Oh. Okay. That's, you just get crushed. Okay, so what happens if we go back? I don't know, I'm just trying to see if I get all the endings. Because, I want to make sure I got everything.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
So then it gets on and okay, I'm just gonna restart. Alright, to the vent. There you go.
Stanley,
I'm coming.
come over here.
Yep.
In the vent. I want to show you something.
What? Oh. Is it more content? Hope so.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look. I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
It's cool. Can't sit there.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph
10
of
out of
games
10, baby.
journalism. 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim. It was Persona 3. It was all of them. And now, it's nothing. It's no games at all.
Yep, no
It
games.
isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now.
Yep.
A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Ooh, okay. Darn. Can't go that way. Person of the Year. Stanley. Okay.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
Can't go in there. Locked off. And jump. What do we do? Oh, maintenance maybe.
These were simpler times, Stanley.
Yeah, here we go.
But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's that?
Uh-oh, reviews.
Oh, no. Oh, God, no.
Steam
Stanley,
reviews,
it's a collection
oh,
of
God.
reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
I don't know. Oh!
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
I just try to look in there.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I?
Preachy!
You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered. What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have. And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary... Well, there's sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes?
Wow.
It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really... Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks.
Uh-oh. Oh, God.
Hello, it's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about...
Narrator? Narrator. Oh no, he's gone. Oh God. Ah, stop. Skip.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth.
Uh-oh, I hear water. Ain't good.
The end is never the end, 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 is
never the end. Ooh. What the heck happened here? Earthquake or something happened? That's kind of nice, though. I bet this building's kind of... Whoa. I bet this building's gonna fall all apart. Damn. No. The heck is that? Sounded scary. Okay, skip. Skip. Oh my goodness. Wow. Well, we're in the desert now. We're even going away from it? We are. Okay. Like I'm moving so slow.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
New content. Okay.
Oh, good.
New
You noticed
content.
my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Oh, we didn't turn this time. Yes, another elevator.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy.
Yes!
So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Oh gosh.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Oh, a slideshow.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there.
This way
It's
to the show
future-oriented.
floor.
It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential. Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it.
Dang.
I figure that if I can loosely
Looks so
organize
cool.
a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
That's the name of the player that is playing the game. Okay.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really
Big,
want?
too small,
And
just
of
right.
course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually
Right
recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim.
I'm Jim.
Jim. Whoa, hold on. I wasn't finished setting up the backstory.
All
If
right.
you don't properly roleplay as Jim, then you'll never understand the impact of this button. Otherwise, it's just a stupid button that says somebody else's name. Okay, we're doing it again, and this time let me finish first.
Fine.
Now, allow yourself to become Jim.
Okay.
Imagine yourself
Become
driving
Jim.
to work as Jim,
All right,
playing
Jim.
Frisbee on the weekends as Jim,
Jim.
staying up all night for a popcorn and horror movie sleepover as Jim, developing a crippling substance. All right, fine, whatever. It's just a meaningless button that says Jim. Are you happy now? Get out of here.
All right.
I'm done with this button. Why don't you go humiliate me in front of a different feature that I worked very hard on?
Can't get those. Oh, that's cool. Big room for Jim.
Maybe
Are
I'll
the new
only let people
features?
named Jim play the Stanley
I don't wanna go that
Parable
way yet.
2. They would appreciate what I've created here.
Cool. Jump circle, infinite hole. The button that says the name of the player. Achievement, collectibles. Exit, jump circles down. This way. Whoa.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
1 out of 6. Collect them all. Can you find them all?
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then
Infinite
they give
hole,
you a big
free
fancy
new
reward
achievement.
for it. Absolutely. You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as
Yes.
well. Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle?
Oh, man.
Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece then.
Yeah. What an infinite hole.
Stanley, here's an
is.
idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game.
What?
This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right.
Really?
Infinite falling.
Let's
you
go.
can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium. You see?
Oh.
Isn't it wonderful?
Yeah,
One
it's
of
great.
my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward. Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
Okay, okay. Okay, let's head back up. That's new. Alright, see what this is. Get a free achievement. Free achievement. Pull the lever, receive your new achievement. No more steps. It just works. What?
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well,
Yeah.
I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to this... Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
want that.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Check wherever this is. No screenshots.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
Get well someday.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion,
Ah,
it makes you
dang it.
realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is.
Okay.
Or actually,
Merge.
maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision, we're moving
New
on.
feature, the bucket. Bucket.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair
There's no
in
bucket.
those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true.
Oh, there it is.
As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance
Give me
while
it.
the bucket is in your arms.
Give me
And to be
it.
honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
I get the honor of the bucket.
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Oh, okay. We get to keep the bucket. We saw the button. We saw
Does
Infinite
anyone give
Home.
out
We saw the
awards for
bucket.
Most enjoyable bucket in a video game?
Done that
That
one.
really should be an award if it isn't already.
Did the collectibles. We did that. Okay, we did jump circle. We did. Did we do this map? I think so. For achievement, we did. Button, we did. Merch, we did. Settings, world champion. I think we did that one. We did the bucket. Did the decor. Did the collectibles. We did infinite hole. And we need to do exit. Surely, this is an exit, right?
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
Yeah. Sure. Screenshots.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment.
Okay.
I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready?
I guess.
Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay,
Yeah.
never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this.
That'll be
Here
better.
we go. Version 2. Who am I
What
kidding,
is that?
Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it.
What?
I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it.
Oh, good idea.
With respect, with care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Damn. Looks like a whole new game. Begin the game.
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again.
Okay, so I searched up
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Stanley endings. So we're gonna do the first one that we haven't done yet. Well, this is already different.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I already did go the wrong way. Gosh dang it.
Okay, I'm going...
Wait, Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that? Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Okay, here we go.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift. Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all
All
the
right,
way
so
to
we're
the
gonna
top.
hop on
There's
that.
something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
All right, we're in a new spot.
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, "No buckets past this point." Stanley, how could you think
Man.
it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
Okay. Is this a bucket?
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell
Yeah.
us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin. Item 1. Is this a bucket? Incorrect. It is
What?
a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Okay.
Item 2. Is this a bucket? Incorrect. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Okay.
Item 3. Is this a bucket? Incorrect. This is a bucket.
I know what they're doing. It doesn't matter what you choose. You're getting.
Item 4. Is this a bucket? What? Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's
know
an
it is.
enormous machine that tills the earth. I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one. Is this a bucket? Incorrect. This is a bucket.
No, it's not. It's a tractor. Oh my.
Item 6. Is this a bucket? Trick
Yes.
question. Both. Gotcha.
Yes.
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. Should be around here somewhere. Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something, and therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket? You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket? Stanley, I can't keep
Yes.
doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry.
Jeez,
But I'm
the
going to
bucket's that
erase all
strong.
buckets from the game entirely. Okay, here we go. What happened? Is everything gone?
Yeah,
Why did
everything's
everything
gone.
disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket? Oh my
I
God,
guess.
I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay?
Yes.
And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you
Yes.
run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that.
Yeah.
Who knows what that information might do to a person?
True.
All right, here we go.
All right. All right, now this time let's not bring a bucket.
All of his
So that was another
clothes
ending
gone.
that I
What
didn't
could it
even mean to do.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When
This way.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room.
Don't
and
care.
Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do,
I just wanted to see.
Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Oh, another ending. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, so now we're gonna go back to that spot. Wait a minute. Never mind.
When Stanley came
We'll
to
go
a
back
set of
to that
two open
spot.
doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to
Because we don't have a
admire it.
bucket this time.
The lounge was grand, majestic, perhaps too majestic. Like a combination of a much smaller version and a much larger version of this exact. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nope. Alright.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you
No.
that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
Yes.
Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me...
You're getting close now, Stanley. You've
Oh,
nearly
shoot,
gotten
anyone more?
all of the Figler Anlarines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one, and then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them, and now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler Anlarines. None of us can.
Now listen carefully, this is important.
Okay.
Stanley walked through the red door.
Blue door.
Perhaps you misunderstood.
Blue.
Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door. All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see?
Whoa.
There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to stop you there.
Oh, God.
Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley.
Okay.
Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Oh. Stanley Parable Worldwide Leaderboard. Jeez. Wow. Okay. Why not ask some of your friends to? All right, now this time we'll go in the red room.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
No.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some play testing.
Okay.
You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect.
Fine.
Let me boot it up. In this game, the
What
baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Okay.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or
No.
purely to spite me?
You.
Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes. This seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Okay. Oh.
Ah,
Oh my
fascinating. What do you
gosh.
think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory?
Firewatch.
What is our motivation?
I know this
Well, it
game.
seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower.
Yeah, for
Perhaps
one, no.
For some sort of twisted erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
It's Minecraft sound. Yeah, this is Firewatch. I like this game.
Oh, no. No, it can't be.
What?
It is. It's an open world game. Good
Yeah.
God, quickly block it off.
What?
Thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game.
Okay.
Preferably something with walls.
Oh.
Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
Walls, yes.
Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
What is? Rocket League?
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't
Yep.
any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed. Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I
Okay.
think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together? Yes, I think
touchdown.
surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Woo!
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is
Wow.
it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on? Stanley, I have a
Yep.
thought, and I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then surely multiple balls makes for an even more euphoric
God.
sports experience. I'm going to try it out. Here comes another ball. Yes! Oh goodness, that really does feel amazing, doesn't it? Stanley, I'm like a child in a confectionery shop. I simply have to have more. I'm insatiable. More balls!
Oh God.
Are you enjoying this, Stanley? Are you having fun? Is this a real video game? Well, I sure hope you're having a good time, because guess what? It's over.
What?
That's right. Your
Oh,
little
man.
fun comes to an end. This is my game, and what I say goes. You get to have fun when I let you, Stanley. Besides, you need someone like me to set boundaries for you. Without rules or boundaries, video games are nothing. Yes, that's what I am. I'm structure. I'm your sense of purpose. And since you decided you didn't want to play my game, now I don't want to play with you either. So, goodbye, Stanley. I'm leaving. See how you like it when I'm not around to set the rules. Somehow, I don't think you'll enjoy it as much. But who knows? You're an inventive kid. You'll come up with something. After all, you're the one who knows best. Take care, Stanley.
Joe.
Hold on. What are you doing?
Oh. Whoa.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it.
Falling again. The heck is this place?
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Okay. So now the blue and red door.
Stanley had
We'll
never
go
seen
through the red
office
door
this
this
brightly
time.
lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was.
Something burning?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. And here it was, the lounge. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story is... But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Well, I think I'm gonna end it here. I know it's not all the endings, but we got most of them. So, yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you all in the next one. Bye-bye.